Welcome to the Everyday Leader podcast, where conversations inspire action, growth, and impact. Hosted by two passionate leaders, Shannon and Conrad, this podcast is for those who strive to lead with purpose and integrity in their life. Whether you're navigating big decisions, seeking balance, or dreaming of creating change, we're here to help explore the tools, stories, and insights that help everyday leaders thrive. Join us each episode as we dive into the art of leadership at work, at home, and in the world. Because leadership isn't a title, it's a way of being.
Hey, Shannon.
Hi, Conrad. Here we are again, another week, Everyday Leader.
Yes, it's another warm week here in North Carolina, and want to focus in today on the skill of naming it, the leadership skill of naming it.
Yeah, this is something, blah, blah. Go ahead.
Perhaps we should name it what it is. Go ahead. You were taking us there. Let's go. You got
Well, yeah, and I think I just maybe sometimes when you are trying to name something, that's what happens. Like you open your mouth and, your words get all jumbled, and that's okay. You just kind of went for it. So anyway, naming it, that's what happens to me sometimes in real life. So naming it starts with usually having some kind of urge to put something into a conversation, right? Whether that's a conversation that's part of a relationship with yourself or others or a group, one person or a group. And it comes from this idea, or our training, right, Conrad? Our training comes from this idea in coaching, at least in the context of coaching, comes from this idea of like articulating what's going on. So really being able to put to words what we're sensing in the space or in a person or in some kind of experience that maybe is happening or that's going on.
Yeah, appreciating that, what you're saying, and underlining the piece of when we articulate what's going on or we name it. It's generally something not in the content of what was said. Sometimes it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's in, and you said this already, and it's important to underline, it's generally in the space. It's generally something that may be in the shadows or in the corners or something that's a little tender or not known or being avoided.
Yeah, it's not known, or it hasn't surfaced yet, right? It's not known, it hasn't surfaced, or sometimes it is known, but we're avoiding it,
Mm.
or maybe we don't understand it enough, right, to be able to name it.
Yeah,
That might be it.
we're not conscious to it yet or aware of it. And it can be a internal voice in our own system. It can be in a team dynamic. So what's it take to name it? I guess what's the come from, or what's it for the sake of? Why, as an everyday leader, do we need to name things?
I mean, that is a really, I think just to name it, I think that can be really, it's for very uncomfortable reasons, actually. Like it's actually even making me feel a little uncomfortable just to think about it, especially in like in a conversation with, if you're in just like a one-to-one kind of conversation and something needs to be named. Now, not everything that needs to be named is, contentious or feedback or something related to a conflict. It could be as simple as like, there is just like a lot of love here right now in our conversation, right? Or
Yes.
or care or just acknowledgement, right? The
Yep.
what might need to be named could be an acknowledgement or it could be an appreciation, um, that maybe is often sometimes not said, right?
Yes.
And
But
that's not
but
uncomfortable. That's not uncomfortable for me. I don't know. That I think that actually is uncomfortable for some people. I don't know. What were you going to say?
no, I appreciate you bringing in the uncomfortable piece, and that's why we are in conversation on this and in this question. Some folks find it uncomfortable to name it, articulate a expansive attribute within somebody or within a system, such as you're saying, there's just a lot of care here. Others find it on the conflict side, difficult to name, like there is something going on here. There's something squishy or something awry in it. The piece, what I try to hold for the sake of, or what's the purpose of this, it's for the relationship, it's for growth, it's for cultivation, it's for building awareness. And that gives me a lot of it, handles to hold, orientation to tamp down, or tamp down's probably not to suppress it, but the uncomfortableness, it's really about something else, something more.
Yeah, it's you're helping me think about this a little bit more clearly. It's for the sake of relationships that are authentic, that have
Mm,
like intimacy,
mhm.
right?
Yep.
Um, and there's another piece of it.
The
There's the acronym.
responsibility.
Yeah, the
Yes.
responsibility.
Yeah, and that is it. Those three things, and the responsibility to highlight that is, it's our responsibility as leaders to be aware of our impact, notice our impact, and build awareness in others for their capacity to grow. So
Mhm.
naming it is one way to do that. Um, and the other, this just in, the other naming it, because I've named it before when I thought it was, and it was not it. Um, so it's also uh, staying and noticing and being curious. Name it allows the conversation to move forward, even if it isn't, quote, the right energy that you named, or the right. It's not. I guess it's not about getting it right. It's about naming something to build awareness and continue the conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I think something we should talk about is how do you know that there is something to be brought up, right? How do you know that there's something more under the surface or being
Mm,
avoided that
mm,
that could be of use, right? If you shared it, if you brought it forward, if you named it. And I know I'm curious what it is for you, but for one, well, I know this actually, well, you can tell me, but for one is when I'm feeling bored or
mm,
confused. So when I'm
mhm,
in a conversation, in a relationship, and I'm feeling bored with it, or I'm feeling confused, or I'm feeling agitated,
mm,
or like distracted by something, right? Like
mm.
something's kind of calling my attention. Those are usually indications that there's something under the surface that could be named if I so choose to do so for the sake of authenticity and intimacy, and that I do that in a way that is also responsible, right?
Yes. Yes. Very yes to all those. And if a story, an internal story that I tell myself, or I'm listening to a story and it is repetitive and seems to continue to come up and up and up over and over again, that's another indicator for me to simply say, huh, what's the story I'm telling myself, or what's the story I continue to hear? It sounds like it's the same one over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And that simple disruption of the narrative can help shift awareness just by naming that. I've heard this story 5 times. What's important about this story? What's something that needs to shift in this story?
Yeah. Or even it could be that what needs to be named is that in those types of situations, like you're wanting something different,
Mm,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Like you've heard this story before and you would love to talk about something different. Or like you might have something that you need from this person, right?
yes. So those are some ways that Shannon and I are offering. There's other ways. Certainly, if you notice something in your body, you may have a felt sensation. You may notice something, a color, an image, or something in the room that has you know that there's a, I don't want to say a better or bigger conversation. It's a more meaningful conversation that needs to emerge, reminding yourself that this is all for the sake of deeper awareness to
Hmm.
move through it,
Yeah.
not keep circling around it.
Hmm. Yeah. So the practice here is the next time you find yourself in a space with others, probably a work meeting, this is a great place to practice it. Just notice what's being named, what's not being named, and what would be in service of the group if it was surfaced.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
And
a
then
great place to practice.
maybe you do something about it, and maybe you don't. Just notice.
That's the first step. Yeah. Notice, then choose. Choose what impact you want to create, the skill of naming it. At least that's what we're naming it.
Yes. Yeah. All right. That's all
All
for
right.
today. Let's land this. Thanks everyone for
Yes.
listening.
Enjoy wherever you are in the world, and we'd love to continue to hear from you. Be well, and more next week.